Boom, boom, boom. Are you ready for it? Boom, boom, boom. Are you ready for it? Hello, beautiful witches, healers, and deep down believers in magic and blessed Friday the 13th. Isn't it something that Spirit brought me to this magical place to animal and house sit? And I just so happened to have this beautiful black kitty, even with black little bean toes, black whiskers. Listen to her. It's okay. Go, go, go. No, it's okay. That was her way of telling you she's here. Come on up, Anna. Come on. And her name is Anna, which you guys know, like one of our all-stars' name is Anna, who I talk about all the time. So many magical, cool things are happening. That, I mean, what are the odds that on the Friday the 13th in March, this magical Friday the 13th, there's so many things that are aligning right now that I'm on the water, Pisces season. A fire is going right now, year of the fire horse. I'm sitting with a black kitty with gold eyes. I mean, it just doesn't get any witchier. And then before you, we have all this magic, all these crystals and stones and crystal balls and angels. And so today we're going to work with the Everyday Witch Tarot, but it's not going to be your typical pick a reading. I'm going to just shuffle cards and do readings. When they tell me it's over, I'll move to reading 2. I have no idea at this point right now. Ooh, when I looked down, it was 134, which is also the number 8, and 8s are about infinity. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of cool things, but I have a feeling, let's put it this way. I was like, whenever it feels like a group reading, but then they tell me it's going to be a picker reading, I know that it's something that we're collectively going through. So it's the group readings, like right now is just Spirit and myself, all of us here together, recognizing and acknowledging that we need some guidance and assistance right now as a whole. But on the other end of the spectrum, we're all going through individual things. So the readings, you know, the pick a reading part is more like an extension of, okay, let's go a little deeper into this topic or this subject, or, you know, so if you're drawn to all of them, then you're drawn to all of them. You know, I'm not going to tell you what your medicine is, especially in this one with the witches, right? Like, you're your own witch. You know what you need for your healing. But at the same time, remember not to make it your story. If it's not fitting and it's not aligning, it's not yours. Sometimes this happened to me like twice recently where I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And then I'm like, it like drops off and I'm like, I don't think this is my reading anymore. They're like, no. I'm like, okay. So it was like 15 minutes into a 40-minute reading. I didn't finish it. I didn't need to, you know? So I did my due diligence. I liked it. Sometimes I comment when I'm called to. Ooh, 303. So work with angel number 303. But this one is a little different because it is such a witchy day. And for those of you who don't know, Friday is named after Freya, who is a really powerful goddess witch. And 13 is actually a lucky number. It's the number of the divine feminine. And it's also an angel number from the witch realm. It's hard to explain, but basically it's divine feminine, it's witchy, it's angelic. If you add it together, it's the number 4, which is a strong, solid foundation. So it makes sense that men and patriarchy throughout history have, you know, deemed it to be scary. If you know what's interesting? All of the things that are good or healing or for the greatest and highest good of all kind of thing, it's interesting how, hold on one second. Do you want to go outside? I forget what it's like to have an animal in the house, and especially a familiar cat, a witchy cat that's like, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. She's like standing by the door like, can I go out now? Anyway, no, she's here. So what was I saying? Let me get back. Okay, 417, and then it went 18 and 19. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like that means something for somebody. But anyway, we'll just keep going as the numbers progress. So do we. Also, I saw, I don't know where, so I guess this is the Eastern Standard Time in my book, but it's saying that setting at 1313, so I don't know if that's the moon. Do you see that right here? So I thought that was kind of cool too. So I don't know if any of these numbers mean anything. So there's our topic. What magic are you holding back from the world? This is a big deal. right? Like we need everybody. It's just like attention, attention or whatever. It's like, this is it, man. Like, this is like where the sirens are going off and like, we're going to war. And, like, so we need to step up, step up or step out. It's like, whatever you need to do. I mean, you'll figure it out. Okay. By the way, when I looked down, it was 5:13, and right before this, it was 5:13, and I was really aligned to May 13th. So let's see what May 13th means, because I feel like that must mean something for the collective. So, and it's because of the way I saw it. Also, I only got so much off of my phone, you guys. So if it cuts off, I promise to come back, and finish it. Okay, so it's a Wednesday, miércoles, Mercury day. So this might even be for just one person, I don't know, but I just think it's really interesting. So May 13th, if maybe it could be the numbers on there, I don't know, but it was bizarre, just the way it's all coming together. You know what I mean? Like, and you know how I roll. Like if it's there, it's meant for somebody. So anyway, okay, it could even be that 2 months from now, we're going to see things a lot differently. You know what I mean? Like whatever is meant to be will be. Okay, so, but in real time right now, we are working with the Magick. Also, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? It's been tough out there. It hasn't been the easiest for any of us. Also, I know we've said this before, but I feel like this is for somebody. So it could be, I'm not going to read it, but if you want to take a screenshot, and if Spirit calls me to, I'll put it in the community section. Always check out the community section. So, they want me to read it. Okay, so Sun enters Aries 20th of March at 10:46 a.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. Springtime arrives and matches the enthusiasm of the Aries sun, pushing forth the first brave shoots of growth. Bright green, budding leaves pepper branches with the promise of something new. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, encourages us to leap into being, pioneering through new ground and stretching towards warmth and light. Animal instincts drive us to take a risk and step out into springtime. Ideas and initiatives are sparked into being, and the sun radiates energy, which encourages motivation and courage. Nature hears the call and responds with decisive action. The time to begin is now. Oh, holy shit, yeah. I mean, this is a call to arms. I'm not even joking. So let's just jump into this reading one. Call to arms, call to arms. Okay, so also we have the new moon in Pisces on the 18th next week. So we've got that going on. Mercury's still in retrograde until the 20th when spring comes around and Aries comes around. Okay, so equinoxes, again, it's about like the balance, right? Equinoxes are balance of light and shadow. And 13 is number 4, and it's the balance about building a strong foundation of your light and your shadow so that you can move forward. Because for some of you, it's saying, what magic are you holding back from the world? Some of you, I get it. You're afraid of your own magic. It can be really fucking scary. I have had, and I'm sure if you're hearing this and you're here right now, then this has happened to you. Okay, so we're in reading 1 now. So if you have ever had explosive anger and you broke things, or if you know what I mean, like Carrie, that movie Carrie, they've done so many versions of it now, at least 3, right? But the whole point of that is very real, because Carrie was a witch. That's basically what she was. She was a witch, and so was her mom. But her mom didn't have it's kind of weird now that I think about it. It's a little too close to home for me and my very religious mother too. Oh my gosh, I can go into some things, but I won't waste our time right now with that. Maybe another time, another day. But this card is really calling to me. I started to shuffle, but this card is really calling to me. 2 of Wands. So for some of you, your magic, interesting that we're talking about cats. And look, we have the crystal ball. So if you're drawn to the crystal ball, this reading is for you. Wands are about action. And 2s, again, duality, the light and the shadow. And I feel like for some of you, you're really afraid of what you can do, and Spirit's saying, yeah, but you can't be afraid of yourself, Like, that's who you are. And that's what you were born to do. Like, you were born to be this. You were born, like, if these astro dice turn you on, you know what I mean? If all this stuff is like, oh, I love this shit, I love it. It's like, then that's your story. That's your life right there. Oh my gosh, look, you guys, I didn't even roll the die. And look, it's the 3 is really looking out. Also, what's interesting is it's 3 and 2. And earlier when I was leaving a message for somebody, I go, oh shit, I'm like, it's 555 right now. Oh, by the way, hold on. There goes the cat. I felt like she was like, I knew at some point she was going to want to come in. I just didn't know when. She just wanted to make her presence when she was ready. You know what I mean? And maybe this is you. Maybe you're just waiting until you're ready, but Spirit's like, yeah, you're kind of ready now. Like, or at least you need to be, you know? You need to have faith in yourself, and you need to have faith in your gifts. So when I saw the 3 and the 2, I saw 5s, and 5s are really, really powerful about change and transformation. I'm even going to bring out the actual, I think it might have all, no, it's still there. Okay. So 5s are about obstacles, difficulty, conflict, loss, lack of faith, there you go, and balance and chakras. So, but since it was the 2 of Wands, Wands are about action, and 2 is about self-reflection, that there are choices now. You need to make a choice. And that's what I'm getting to from Spirit is like, you know, oh my gosh, I just went to like put it into focus and it went into the shadow. Well, you know what? I get the feeling you guys are in the dark night of the soul. That's it. You're in the dark night of the soul. You're either at the beginning of it, the middle of it, the end of it. If you don't know what it is, research it on your own. For those of you who know. And the dark night of the soul is no fucking joke. And it's not easy at all. It is very fucking hard. It pulls everything out of you. It rips all of your insides out, and you have to look at everything. And then you have to go through the pain and suffering of each thing, and then you have to put it back together. But listen, you know what the good news is? You don't have to do it by yourself. Spirit will bring the light to you. When you get to the point where you feel like you're that in the dark, like you just were there, when you are that much in the dark, that's when Spirit puts the light on you. I mean, look at how, I just noticed look at how the light is kind of like taking her face out, you know? But that's you too. Also, I'm hearing your third eye, your crown chakra, like, I mean, chakras definitely came up. So work with your chakras. Maybe you already know how to do that. Also, if you look at the die, you know, the 3 and the 2 are there, and we can even go into the 3. The 3 is about emotional connection, maturity, growth, personal growth, which is dealing with that shadow stuff. But getting back to the 2, it's also about peace and harmony and reflection and progress and the duality. So for some of you, it's time to get a familiar. You know, if maybe it's a cat, maybe it's a lizard, I don't know. I saw this girl today who never thought she'd get a fish, and it was the most beautiful video. And she said they looked so sad, like they looked like they were going to die. And she was like, you know what, I'm at least going to buy it and bring it home. And, you know, one of those betta fish, they don't care. They don't put food in there. They just put them in water. It's just a really awful, horrible thing. Anyway, it's another form of torture of animals. So long story short, she brings this betta fish home. And slowly but surely, she built this beautiful aquarium for it. And yeah, it was just amazing. And it started turning, it was like white and basically just a little bit of color and around their mouth. And then they turned into this vibrant blue after time, after she nourished it back to health. You know what I mean? It was at death's door. So it could be for some of you guys, like, you know, maybe that's how you're feeling right now, like that you're at the end of something and you're like, I can't even get up anymore. I can't even, but you know what they want you to remember? That 11 in the background, which is an angel number, and you're an angel. You're a light worker, at least. If you're not an earth angel, you're definitely a light worker. So they're saying, turn those frowns upside down. You're going to be okay. Let's see if they want me to roll any dice. If they go, I kind of look at it like, if they go into frame, then they're meant to be there, you know? And if they're not, then they're not. So let's just kind of see what happens. Okay. So right on top here. Well, it's interesting because facing you, it looks like a lot of different signs, right? But when you go this way, I believe that's Scorpio. There goes the cat. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. Okay, it's Virgo. Well, because Scorpio and Virgo are very similar, and I always forget which one goes which way. Anyway, and it could mean, I mean, the Cancer's underneath there, so it could be a literal Cancer. Like maybe there's something growing. Not that you have Cancer. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like Cancer is just a virus, right? So it could be something cancerous that has been like keeping you in the shadow, like your environment, the people around you. It could be a literal, Cancer sign. Also, the fact that the Scorpio is kind of on the flip side of the Virgo, that could be something too. Like I said, I just call out what I see. Also, if you've been looking in the crystal ball, there might be something in there for you to see. But also, they're drawing my attention to the lizard. So yeah, I definitely feel like if you are in a place where you can have an animal and it feels good to you. Oh, there's 2 cats in there. I don't know if I ever noticed that second cat back here. Seriously, I always notice this one. I don't think I ever noticed that one. I've had this deck a long time. Anyway, but yeah, I'm hearing like two of wands, like 2 is better than 1. So, maybe you're somebody that needs to move out of a situation and Spirit's like, if you had another being to take care of, it might make you feel less alone, because I feel like on this journey, you need to go alone. But it doesn't necessarily have to be without an animal. Otherwise, I feel like it would be a different card and there'd be more than one person. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this journey, because it says, what magic are you holding back from the world? I feel like wherever and whatever you are, maybe, oh gosh, it won't let me. I keep trying to go light and it keeps wanting to go dark. I feel like wherever you are in the shadow, it wants to keep you there. And for some of you, it could be something that looks really good and looks really shiny on the surface, but it's in the dark, right? Sing some Nina Simone. Or is that Etta James? I think that's Etta James. I guess at that point, they all sang each other's stuff. Oh, I saw 155 when I looked down, so that's an angel number to work with. It's also the number 11. So I just hear Spirit saying, like, don't forget who you are. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, you've got this. You've got this. You don't have to live in the shadow. You could live in the light. Do we have any more? I feel like there's at least one more card that wants to come out. Okay, yep, this one. Ooh, it's in reverse too. Oh, look at that. The 5, the Hierophant. But it was in reverse. So, right, because when the Hierophant is upright, they're a powerful being, right? I want you to research the Hierophant and work with them. It's also number 5, you guys. I mean, come on. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to literally work with the Hierophant spirit medicine. And I'm not a tarot expert, I can only tell you that what I know from what I know. And I feel like right now oh my gosh, there's a hummingbird. Oh my gosh, do you guys see it? Look, it's talking to you. Work with the hummingbird spirit. Oh, there it goes. Work with hummingbird spirit. Oh my gosh, they're up there. Oh my gosh, they're dancing for you. They're dancing for you. Oh my gosh, they're doing that for you. Oh my goodness. They're like trying to show you like that you can do anything. You can do magic. You guys, I spun this fucking house gig, sitting gig, like out of nowhere. And I'm not even kidding. Like one minute I was planning a trip to go visit my soul sister in Hawaii. Literally. 1 minute I was planning a trip to go visit Hawaii. And then the next minute it was like this came into my lap. And I didn't realize how much I was in shadow until I got here. Where I started to cry because I'm like, I don't want to go back to my little dungeon. I used to love my little RV. I used to love my little home. And it's like, you know what? But once the layers started to peel back, once I started to see, do you want to say hi? Hi, sweetie pie. Hi, you want to say hi? Oh my gosh, look at her gold. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot the flash is on. Sorry about all that movement, you guys. Thank you. You want to come up here? You want to sit with us and do some spirit work? But, once I was here, I started to like see like what was happening, that I'd been in this shadow for a really long time, but I was at the very end of it. And now I was like, I'll go back to it because it's still my home, you know what I mean? Until whatever. But yeah, it was like, I didn't even know what. Oh, hi, honey. She just rubbed her head up on me. She's saying, this is a head rub to all you guys. She's like, get a familiar. They're so awesome. Yeah, get a familiar. But yeah, I didn't, I guess, I had to watch my world unfold. And for those of you who've been with me a long time, you know, it wasn't fucking easy. Nothing I've done over these several years has been easy. But I know that it's part of my personal growth. I know that I have to be the bright white light. You know what I mean? And so do you. Right now, you're in shadow. But if you're going to be in shadow, Spirit's saying, then at least do the work. You know what I mean? They're saying, then you have to do the work. Don't just keep going on the hamster wheel doing the same shit over and over every day and expecting something to change like insanity. It's not. You have to make a change. Once this came into my orbit, I was like, oh, wait, but I thought I was moving to Hawaii. They're like, oh, Spirit was like, yeah, but you can do it, you know, you can do it before you move. It's all good, you know. It's perfect timing. I'm like, okay. And they're right. It's perfect timing. And one trip that was supposed to be 2 weeks broke up into like 3 different trips. And now I'm glad it's going this way because, you know, I'll go back and that's cool. And then I'll come back here again. And then by the time I come back here, I'll be moving on to like whatever my next chapter is. When I look down, it's 2113. What are the odds? So Spirit is saying, take some time of reflection, work with the Hierophant Spirit, research it, and just so you can see, and if you're new, I mean, there are some people who've never done tarot. That's okay. That's how it's spelled. But Spirit wants you to channel the Hierophant energy. That's your magic. That's literally your magic here on earth, is to be. And maybe it could even be as literal. They won't even let me set it straight because you're like, but I'm not there. They're like, yeah, but you'll get there. For some of you, it may be as literal as being a yoga teacher or a Zen master or, you know, a meditation master. Maybe people come to you like a yoga class. Have you ever thought of that? Like maybe you're meant, this just came out of nowhere, so it's not out of nowhere. For at least one of you, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to open like a dojo, you know? And if you don't know what a dojo is, research that too. But something like that, where it's like all encompassing healing, you know? But you have like, instead of like well, maybe you do have yoga classes, but you also have meditation classes where you come in and you meditate together. And I'll tell you what, wherever 2 or more gather, it can be very powerful. It also can help you kind of get in touch with like, you know, if you're a medium or a psychic, if you can like hear other people's thoughts, you know, it's a good practice to like not listen to them, you know? Okay, Spirit, do we have any more messages for reading 1? So what magic are you holding back from the world? All of it. And it's time to shine. It's time to show the world. And once you get out of those dark places where you're living, working, family, all of the above, whatever it is, everything is going to align. And maybe for some of you, you're going to find your new community by going to a meditation class or a yoga class or something, and you have like a funny story, or you get along with somebody and you're like, oh, ha, 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 ha. And like you have this great moment, and before you know it, they're like, hey, you want to go out to eat? Or hey, next week I'm going to this, you know, whatever seminar. Do you want to come? You know, and that's what happened to me. And every community and every place I've ever lived and ever moved, every single one of them started like that, with one person, one situation, one class, one bump in the line, one talk in a grocery store, whatever it is. So Spirit's saying, be open. Just be very open. Don't try to plan it, okay? Don't try to plan it. Just be it. Also, I feel like for some of you, like you're kind of in your baby witch right now. I call it the baby witch, where it's like you're waking up to who you are, but you'll eventually like realize like this is you. You know what I mean? Like you'll get there. And some of you, I feel like for some of our younger viewers, whenever you watch this, they're always timeless, but I feel like for some of our younger viewers, I feel like this is kind of like you in your 20s and you're feeling kind of lost right now. And Spirit's like, this is you. Like, just keep seeing yourself here. Envision who you want to be and then start living it. You have to make the first steps to living it though. So you have to make the changes. You can't, you know, it's like anybody can sit all day long and, you know, watch shows and, you know, play on their phone or, you know, hang out or whatever. But like, you have to implement changes. You can't just keep talking about them. You have to actually do them. And I know you can do this. I believe in you and Spirit believes in you. Okay, Spirit, do we have any more messages for reading 1 right now? Any more messages? Okay, nope, those are your messages, reading 1. We hope they helped you in any way. Anna and I wish you so much love, happiness, joy, and please, do yourself a favor and research the things that came up in your reading, especially the hummingbird, the joy energy, and channel it. It will help you so much getting out of the darkness and the shadow. Because when I first got here, I didn't realize how depressed I was. And these, because she's got the feeders, these hummingbirds, I got like so high. I was like laughing. They were just entertaining me, I swear on all that is holy, because they're so grateful for the free food, right? So they're just like, they were doing all these acrobats and I was laughing so hard. And I realized, I'm like, man, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Maybe you just need a really good laugh. All right, we'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Okay, are we ready for reading 2? I normally would be like, open the portals, close the portals, but I feel like it's all here. So let's drink some water. I'm not even going to pause it. I'm just going to keep going. Okay. I do feel like this wants to come out, and if it wants to go back in, it will. It's really cute. The beautiful elder crone that I'm watching, her cat in her house, she loves hummingbirds. She has like hummingbird everything. And some time ago, I was gifted this book, the hummingbird book on the bottom there. And it's kind of funny. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. I just realized I probably need to close the blinds because the lighting, it keeps fighting with the camera. Anyway, it's a really cool, beautiful, magical picture book of hummingbirds. And so I'm going to leave it here on her coffee table. I can't wait for her to find it. She's going to be so excited. She's like the cutest. Honestly, she's just the most lovely, beautiful lady. Okay, let's see. So reading 2, what messages? So reading 2. What magic are you holding back from the world? Reading 2, what magic are you holding back from the world? Ooh, the King of Swords. I'm not a tarot reader. You guys know that. I read tarot, but I'm not a tarot reader. But the King of Swords is, swords are air signs. So that could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be you or someone involved with you. But it's also obviously a masculine, divine masculine card. And swords are, the key word I always was taught was communication. So it could be that there could be some communication off somewhere in your connection with spirit. So let's see. I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay. And I also feel like there's more cards with this. I feel like, let me see. Do we have any dice? I say if the dice, ooh, one fell on the floor. I say if the dice come in, what magic are you holding back from the world? What did you say, Spirit? Hold on. They want me to look at this thing in the book. Okay, I didn't want to say it. By the way, I paused it 2813. Come on. I'm like this. My dad's birthday is the 28th and his death day is the 28th. And my partner's birthday is the 28th and 13 is my birthday. But it's kind of interesting because when I was going through this book, I saw this thing that said daddy issues. So this could be for some of you, like it could be a father figure, or it could be somebody in your life who's like a father figure. It could even be a significant other. It could be a boss. But I definitely, it was just kind of wild. And then it said something about daddy issues, cheating scoundrels, selfish, hurting men. Though they all look different on the outside, they were all the same within. Oh, yeah. So there could be something going on with that. So, this is what magic are you holding back from the world? I feel like for some of you, whatever the magic is, there's something tied to a father issue, like a daddy issue. And I don't mean it like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be those things that I just read. You could actually have a really loving, awesome father, but it could be that maybe they're, you know, this is poppycock, you know what I mean? Like, and they want you to be a lawyer or a doctor, and you're like extremely smart, and like maybe you went to school for like 10 years to be, you know, an oncologist, and you're like, yeah, but I'm really a medium. And your dad's like, yeah, I don't think so. This is your job. This is what you went to school for. This is what I paid for, you know. Now they're coming in and they're asking me to throw with my left hand, so I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Okay, interesting, we got the number 11 and the 3 and the 2 in reverse. If you were drawn to reading 1, you may want to go over there and check that out. That's very interesting. And there's 3 die and like only 2 landed there. So even though they're up, like this would technically be up, which is number 1. Also, I just heard number 1, father, son. Like, yeah, there's definitely something going on with that. I saw, oh gosh, hold on. So this was the one that I saw. I don't want to burn myself. And I'm not an astrologer, but according to my little book, I think that's Neptune. It's either no, wait, which one is it? Yeah, I think it's, no, yeah, it's Neptune. So again, with the father figure, it makes me think of like, you know, the Little Mermaid with her dad, you know, who's like the king. But this was the one that was actually like upright. So that would be, if it's this way, it's a node. I know that. Hold on. Okay, maybe it's in the book and I just didn't see it, but I'm almost positive that's north node. It's either north or south node, but I would say, you know, because I'm having kind of a brain thing right now, I would say take it for whatever, you know. I'm not an astrologer, like I said. So I know it's a node. I just don't remember if it's north or south node. So work with both of them. Also, this just fell out, Sagittarius moon. So I feel like this could be for somebody whose moon is in Sagittarius, or maybe it's your moon's in Sagittarius or your node. Like, I don't know. I can't get too much into astrology right now because I feel like I'm going off topic. But I feel like if you get it, you know, and if not, just let it pass by you. You know what I'm saying? And please feel free to comment below and tell us and share with the tribe, my astrology people. Because when I'm doing this stuff and I'm in divination, I'm not like in learning mode. And I've gotten so spoiled with having things like this around. You know, on here it says the moon's node down here. But normally I thought it would say it on here. It says it on my other calendar. And I've gotten so spoiled. But either way, I feel like that was a message for at least one person. Let's carry on. Also, gosh, look at this. All these hidden messages from Galactica. I am alive. I am awake. I am free. It's a new mantra for you to work with. I am alive. I am awake. I am free. Galactica, as far as I understand it, is one of the 9. Okay. So, and if you don't know the 9, research the 9 in the universe. There's so many things coming up, but here, see, this is what I'm saying. I feel like you guys, there's so much coming through right now for your group. At the same time, it's like, I feel like I know nothing. I feel like I know nothing. And maybe this is what's happening. Maybe you guys are trying too hard to know too much all at once. And they're like, you don't need to know everything, right? Like, I was watching one of my favorite channelers the other day, and she was just like, she said almost exactly the same thing kind of came up, where she was just like, you guys, I'm a channeler. I'm not into astrology. I try to keep up with it, and I know I should, right? And it is, we should on ourselves, mediums, and maybe this is for you too. But there is no, you know what I mean? Like, look at this. Look at how much stuff is on there. It's hard to know every single solitary thing because everything on here has meaning. From the jade to the Lemurian crystal to, you know what I mean, to the cards, to the books behind you. It's like there's so much meaning. We can do scrying. We can do, you know what I mean? It's like there's a crystal ball and candle magic. And I mean, there's just so much. So I feel like for some of you, maybe you're just feeling really overwhelmed. And so, you know, it could be that you're trying to, and that could be it too. The reason why you're not excelling the way you want to is because you're not putting enough time and energy into it. You know, maybe you're spending too much time on a job or something that isn't, you know, what you're meant to do. And you're like, I feel like I'm never going to get there. And I've been there. I went back to college, and the only way to sustain myself was to work 2 jobs. And looking back on it now, if I could do things differently, I would have. I didn't want to take out student loans, but I was like, or I mean, I took out student loans, but like I didn't for school, but I didn't want to take out student loans for living and all that because I didn't want more to pay back. And looking back on it now, I wish I had just taken it, because I would have been able to just focus. I mean, I know it was all meant to be, blah, 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 but I could have focused more on school. And maybe that's what they're trying to say, is that they're trying to get you to really hone your focus, you know? And it's different for everybody, you know? Like I was taught in the old way, and so I like to bring in something for the ancestors, a little something to eat, and I like to bring in stuff from the earth and from the, you know, my witchy stuff, and like this is what I do. And of course you can, you know, take anything you want. We all like learn from each other, grow from each other, whatever. But I'm hearing from Spirit, like, you don't need to stop yourself from being this magical creature that you are. And I feel like for some of you, your father is gone, and rest their beautiful soul. I almost feel like they just want you to take like stuff away. They're like, don't even look at that right now. They're like, don't even look at that. That all needed to take place. But maybe they're just trying to show you, okay, focus on one thing at a time, right? Like when I started to learn the tarot, I started to get really stressed out because I was like, wow, this is a lot. And then I got from Spirit, they're like, you're a medium and you're going to work with, you know, things. And, you know, look at all these are notes that I took like years ago, you know, from the Minor Arcana. And I started to study it, and I was just feeling so overwhelmed. And thank God I was still working with one of my shamans, and she was like, dude, you don't have to fucking know everything. You don't have to learn everything. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So, you know, it's the same for you. It's like, you don't have to do that. They do want me to bring up, though, that the Air in Swords is about communication, truth, intellect, thoughts, and thinking, right? Because, I mean, anytime I see the sword cards, it's like a lot of it's about like being in your head. And the King of Swords is like, you know, they're like the king of being in their head, if you look at it that way. Also, they're saying if it's a timeline, or if you're asking a yes or no question, it's saying no means no. So I don't know what that means. And it says Gemini, Libra, Aquarius means no. And I don't know what that means, because there's something here with the timeline, and it's like blurry, and it's like they won't let me read it. So it could be, oh, interesting. Look at how they had me zone in, and I just saw astrology. Maybe you're meant to be an astrologer. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. Maybe you've been reading tarot. Maybe you've been a medium, and now you've, you know, mastered that, and now they want you to go on to astrology. I know for myself, I always joke with Spirit, I know why they don't have me go into astrology too much, because I'm a telepathic medium. I already know too much. You know what I mean? Like, they have to like do a lot of shit to like hold me back from like knowing and seeing it, and like, and that's not like throwing flowers at myself, like, look at me. It's like, no, it's just like, that's my path. Like, that's who I am. So it makes sense. The more I learn about astrology, it's like sometimes when I'm studying it, it's almost like I can't even understand it. Have you ever read something like 100 times and you're like, I have no idea what I read? Because you're not meant to have it right now. You're not meant to retain it right now. So stop being so hard on yourself. Also, I'm hearing for some of you, you like to scry and do candle magic. Whatever you love to do, that's your calling. Whatever like really like floats your boat, like really, you know. I'm also hearing like, I almost want to take this out because I do feel like there's a divine masculine. Now, we all have divine masculine and feminine inside of us, but I definitely do feel like there's a divine masculine that's holding you back. And because it's the King of Swords, I definitely feel like it is somebody who is either Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, or heavy in their chart, or it's heavy in their chart. I definitely feel that. So let's see, do we have any more messages for reading 2? Oh gosh, what the hell was that? Did you hear that? Oh, this is who you are. You're the 6 of Wands. Oh my gosh, like everybody loves you. You're so awesome. I also feel like, and because this is too similar, I feel like this is my reading too. I have to call myself out. But also because my partner is a triple Gemini, and his moon's in Sag, and I'm a triple Sag, and my moon's in Scorpio, so it's just a little too close to home, and the numbers, and my dad, and too much. Anyway, but I have noticed that, like, since I have been, like, working more with people and helping people and giving to people, the more I receive. So, and also, I don't feel like I have that, hanging over me kind of energy, Also, remember, wands are about action, but they're also fire. Like the swords were air, wands are fire. So I'm getting from Spirit that, hold on. It's time for you to, I'm definitely hearing the words study, intellect, growth, spiritual growth. And the only way to do that is to go away from certain people, places, and things. And, it doesn't mean you won't come back around. It's just that, like, right now, this is where you need to be. Like, to study, to be, because remember, this is what magic are you holding back from the world. And look at you. This is what you're doing. This is what you're giving to the world with your beautiful, loving soul and your loving heart and your generous nature. And helping, like, there's not one person there, that you're not helping. So here are the key words for number 6 for tarot. Success, peace, happiness, communication, which is interesting because the King of Swords is about communication too. So if this was for me, I could see this being, like, he needs to study too, right? Like, look at how the book is there. I kind of feel like you're both on solo journeys right now. This is seriously, this is the most for myself, feels like part of my self-reading too. I've done in a long time. And it's really weird to kind of read for myself on this video with you guys. But it's so real, I gotta be real about it. So highly creative energy, number 6, harmony, resurrection, restored harmony, new opportunities, hard work paying off after the hardship of 5, and recharge. Also, it's PTSD, and that PTSD mindset of, like, waiting for the other shoe to drop, it's not going to drop this time. Especially for our fire signs, if you're watching this in real time, and of course this being such a witchy, Friday the 13th when this is being, done. This is the year of magic, if you allow it to be. Do some research on, it's not just about the fire horse and the lunar new year, but, like, in astrology, there are so many signs that we've been through so much. And especially if you were born in the year of the pig, last year was the year of the snake, and that's their, like, kind of like nemesis or whatever. So now we're in the horse, which is our buddy, which is our friend, and it's a fire horse, which is fire. We've got Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. So for those of you who have, like, big placements of fire in your chart, we all are gonna, it's like if we ride the freedom horse this year, we're all gonna do well, but some of us are gonna do even better than others. But you have to play. It's like the lottery, right? Like, you can't win if you don't play. But for people like us, we can't win the lottery. We have to learn. We have to study. We have to know. We can't just have the money. You know what I mean? We don't get to just be like, here, it's like we have to do the work. We have to do the work. We don't get to just, sit on our laurels. We have to do the work. All right, let's see. Do we have any more? Let me see. Do we want to roll any more dice? No more on the dice. Okay. They're saying the reason why the nodes felt scrambled to me is they want you to research it. There's so many free birth charts out there. Pam Gregory's got a really good one. It's very simple and straightforward and easy to navigate. If Spirit calls me to, I will put it in the description box. If not, research it on your own. Pam Gregory's a massive, famous astrologer, so you'll find her. She's British. She's just amazing. But anyway, so I'm hearing to, like, focus on that energy and focus on your north and your south node. So, and focusing on astrology this year will really help us all to kind of see, like, what we need to look at, what we need to work with. I know that's why Spirit had me get this calendar. And then one of our all-stars, Anna, she gifted me a wall calendar, and they have very similar things, but they're also very different. I love them both. They both bring so much. Also, this, like, I saw the back. So I feel like for some of you, like, it's really going to be a cat. I feel like you're meant to get a kitty, maybe a black kitty. Black cats are really good for protection. They're good for protection in general. 10 of Wands. Oh, you guys, you know what's so great about this? This is after the hardship doing everything. You know that story, your parents would be like, you think your life was hard? I had to walk to school 10 miles each way uphill in a snowstorm, you know. But I feel like for you guys, like once you've done the work, you know, for some of you, it's just a little bit. There's just a few more things, like just a few more tweaks. Just a few more tweaks, because wands are about action, and 10 of wands is kind of like you've reached it. You're good, you know. Actually, for those of you who are real tarot readers, feel free to put anything below that you saw further. I think actually 10 of wands might be one of the worst cards. I thought the 7 of wands, I thought I learned one time that it was the 7 of wands, because 10s are about completion. So I feel like the hard work is done. But you keep going backwards. Oh, that's what they're saying. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just trying to make sure that I always give you guys the best, most clear, concise reading I can possibly give you. And they don't jump in until they feel like they need to. Because wands aren't just about fire. They're about inspiration, energy, enthusiasm, and action. And 10 is about completion, the end, a new start, karma. And remember, there's good and bad karma, right? And it's not even bad karma, it's just lessons, really. We all need them. It's about conclusions, good or bad, endings depending on the suit of the card. See, contentment. Like I feel like for this anyway, I feel like it's over. Like you don't have to concern yourself with all the, like it's done. Look at how the cat's like on your back. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys need a familiar. You know, I remember when I was going through like the beginning of my awakening, and I remember screaming at spirit and tears and just saying, I can't do this by myself. And, you know, over like 3 years, I got Baba the Great, who now rests in peace and power, sweet friend. My cat, who I had for 13 years, and Alder, my partner, came like 4 days like after I had that talk with spirit. I did a new moon ritual, and literally Alder came into my life like 4 days later. And he's my twin flame, and it hasn't been easy in any stretch of the imagination, but it has been beautiful and it has been fun. And you know, sometimes it is, you know, they're like, oh, things don't have to be hard. Well, some things do have to be challenging. Otherwise, how would you learn? How would you grow? How would you know what I mean? Also, I feel like this is a masculine going towards a masculine. So it could even be that for some of you, it could be like this is you, and maybe you've got a lot of air and fire in your chart, which is not easy, right? Like, you know, to have certain energies together in your chart can be really stressful. So I feel like this is almost like, this card is very androgynous, but I do kind of feel like it's like you going towards your divine masculine, you know? And it says, stay positive, see the truth, and just beginnings and endings. Is there anything else you want to say about this card, Spirit? I feel like some of you want to look at it even closer. Yeah, and see, now I kind of feel like it's a woman. Isn't that interesting? It's very androgynous. But it's almost like, I kind of feel like this is you balanced. You finally have balanced your divine feminine and your divine masculine. You finally mastered your divine feminine and masculine. And now you're going to reap the rewards, because you worked really hard to get to where you are. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this one's really hard because it feels like a reading for me, but it also feels like a reading for you guys. And I can't, this just isn't setting straight with me. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like this wants to be like this. Is there any more? I'm like, there any more messages? I'm like, what is happening? Is there any more dice? I threw them at it and I said, if it doesn't land, then there's no more. I feel like there's another message coming through. Work with the hummingbird spirit medicine. Hummingbird's word is joy. Oh, here we go. Look at that. 2 of swords. More familiars, more animals. And look at, she's doing it blindfolded. She's hitting the bullseye blindfolded. I feel like Spirit's saying, like, you don't even have to try anymore, you know? You don't even have to try. They're like, you don't even have to try. That's why they wanted, I couldn't stand to look at it. Because this is where you are. You're hitting nothing but bullseyes all the way. Even with your eyes closed, you're hitting bullseyes. You've helped animals. You've helped people. You have done the work. You've done the studying. Now I feel like this is the master class. This is the culmination of the reading. I feel like you've mastered your divine feminine, your divine masculine. It's because I'm trying to read tarot and I don't read tarot all the time. And I don't have my guidebook. So I'm like trying to make sure you guys get the messages, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you what I see. I feel like you, seriously, you guys, you either are or you're at the precipice of like the biggest, most amazing year of your life. You have mastered the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You understand what balance means. That's why you're here for this reading. That's why this reading is taking place on the 13th. Number 4, when you add it together, a good, strong, solid foundation. You've done the work. And so now for some of us, it's just letting go. Whether it's a significant other or people, places, things, whatever it is. But we're so close to it. And this year is going to bring so much fruition in 2026. It's like so much is going to literally, we're going to, like I said, we're going to be doing nothing but hitting bullseyes. Also, it's the 2 of Swords. Ooh, yeah. Look at how this one why did this one want to fall? Interesting. There must be scrying there. Let's see if we can get some scrying in there for you. I was really drawn to this too. I feel like there's some scrying in there for somebody. But 2s we spoke about in reading 1, and it's about duality, seeing both sides of things, but also for some of you, you're going to have to make a choice, and you know it, like you know what you need to do. 2s are also about self-reflection, harmony, peace, progress, reflection, balance, stability. And I also heard diplomacy for some of you. You don't have to do things with a heavy hand. You notice how his sword is out, but he's not on guard. You know what I mean? He's saying it's time to cut through the bullshit, because that's another thing for the sword's energy, is cutting through the bullshit. And for some of you, once you cut through the bullshit and you see the truth and you speak the truth, everything's coming up roses. And you're not going to feel this heavy energy anymore. It's just not even going to be a part of you. It just won't even exist. You don't have to carry. And also, they're saying, I feel like the little cat is like, I got your back. Like, you don't have to carry this load by yourself. There are other energies and entities out there to help you. Let them. You don't have to do this by yourself. Ask for help. All right, you guys, I hope that helped. I swear, I feel like this was the most disjointed reading I've ever done. So if I confused you in any way, I apologize. I feel like if you got it, you got it. And if you don't, it's okay. Maybe we all learned something, Are there any more messages for reading 2 before we head out? No. Also, I'm looking at my cedar. So I'm hearing, let's do a little smudging before we head out. For some of you guys, I'm hearing you don't smudge enough. You need to smudge. Smudging is a really big deal, especially if you're working like this kind of stuff or you're working with the public. It's good to kind of come home and, smudge yourself, smudge the house. You can do it with bells too. I didn't bring my big bells, but my little angel's got a bell in there. And remember, no man, woman, soul is a failure who has friends. And you have lots of friends here. We all love you. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Oh, also, all my information is in the description box. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I am a straight up channel and medium, but I do use oracle cards and tarot cards for visuals, for guidance. But I can talk to people from the other side if you need to, contact a loved one or something like that, or you'd like to. Also, I do readings and channelings for individuals, groups, couples. All that's in there in the description box. You can email me. All the I have a sliding scale, and all rates vary depending on what work we would be doing. And then also there are links there if you'd like to contribute to the work that I do on this channel monetarily. If not, remember that prayer is free and it's an exchange of energy in the universe. So thank you for sending good energy my way. I send it back to you. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Look, reading 3. Look who just showed up for you. I was just about to press play and there they were. I was like, hi, hi, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you for your medicine. You are a sweetheart. We are in gratitude for you. Thank you so much. They're so magical. I caught a picture of a few of them, like really close. I was like, gosh, I wish I had a better camera. I could have like I could see into their soul. All right, well, we got to get to your reading. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time. Thanks for the visit. Okay. So speaking of, look at hummingbirds. I mean, come on. Seriously, they're like our mascot right now for the tribe. So like I was saying in the other readings and at the intro, that this is basically what this is. It's like a group reading meets a picker reading. So there's a lot of different things happening right now. So I don't know if you watched 1 or 2, but welcome reading 3. Let's see what messages we have for you. I don't just do this kind of like shuffling while, a lot of times I'll at least pull like the face card. And so it's been a minute since we've done it this way. So if you didn't remember, the title of this is, What Magic Are You Holding Back from the World? And I heard drink some water. Ah, delicious. Okay, what magic are you holding back from the world? Now remember, today in real time, it's Friday the 13th. Also, when I looked down, it was 5553. So 5553. That could mean something for you guys. It's also the number 18, which is the number 9. And they told me to look at the clock. So in real time here, it's 6:22. Whenever you watch this, obviously it's not going to be that, but it might be at your time. I don't know. But maybe 6:22 means something. That could be June 22nd. That could mean something to somebody. They were very adamant about me looking at the clock and looking at the digital clock. There's another clock on the other side of me that I could have looked at. Oh, and look at you upside down. What's happening in reverse? Okay, so the Ace of Swords. And aces are new beginnings. So what magic are you holding back from the world? Your magic, your Ace of Swords. And swords, it's interesting. In the other piles, or other readings, I felt different energy. But for you, I feel like this may be you, meaning like you may be this swords person in terms of you can be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, an air sign. So I feel like this is you. And I'm hearing, I'm the queen of the world. I'm the queen of the world. Interesting. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. With that little witchy hat. Just chilling out. And I feel like for some of you, once you realize certain things, like I feel like for some of you, you're at the very beginning of your journey. Swords are also about communication, and Pentacles are about like home, money, tangible, material things. So I like to read some of the things that I've taken on over the years from my little tarot notes. And it's not just about new beginnings, aces. They're about new ideas. They're about bringing things to life. Beginnings, a new journey, opportunity, and success. So that's very interesting for some of you. Also, this one, the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like I have to... Oh, so I'm hearing for some of you, like you've been on a journey for a really long time. And now you're kind of like at the end where you're like, I just want to relax. I just want to like have a glass of wine and just like read my book and relax. And Spirit's like, yeah, not yet. If you found yourself here, most likely you're an earth angel, light worker, both, and I know that with the way the energy is, you just want to run and hide and not have to look at things or whatever. But I'm getting from Spirit, they're like, this is not something you can hide from. It's kind of interesting. It kind of feels, because I'm seeing it like it's like linear, like it doesn't, I kind of feel like there's no timeline, and maybe this is how you're seeing it too, but there's a lot of stuff that's going to have to happen in between these two things. So let's find out what you need to do. Also, because it kept staring at me, this was at the bottom of the deck, the King of Cups, and cups are about emotions. So it could be for some of you that you need to focus on getting your emotions in check. Like you'd rather read a book or look the other way. Like there's this reader, I don't know their real name, and I don't, well, you know what, I'll just say it because I think she'd laugh if she heard me say this, but her channel is called Witch and Scythe, and I love her, and I love their channel, and I love their readings. But they are a self-proclaimed, like, I am not a warm and fuzzy person, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not, so it could be for some of you, like, you like being alone, you like flying solo, maybe you lean more towards the masculine energy, but Spirit's saying, what magic are you holding back from the world? Your divine feminine. I feel like for some of you, you've used the divine masculine for a really long time to protect yourself. Kind of like, look at this. I mean, look at how they're, it's a water sign, right? Like cups are water energy. But look at all that. There's mermaids in there and dolphins. Like you need to get out there with the world. Look at the eye on the bottom between their legs. Like what is going on? I feel like there's a lot happening in this card. There's a lot happening in this card. This almost feels like, too, in a weird way, it almost feels like, what do they call the reverse drag for men? Oh, I can't think of it right now. But I almost feel like this is a crone in like a divine masculine outfit. It's kind of interesting. I don't know where that's coming from. So let's see. Before we go into there, I feel like they're saying that's good. Okay. So cups are about emotions. And I'm feeling like that's what's missing. It's like you're this beautiful, sweet, like crone in disguise. And I feel like maybe this has like helped you throughout your journey, is to like lean more towards the masculine. Don't cry, stuff it down, don't feel, it'll go away, but Spirit's like, it ain't gonna go away. It ain't gonna go away. And if you want this life, if this is what you want, you have to go through all of that first. And for some of you, I feel like you're at the very beginning of your first, like, where you're really going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, where you're going to, like, face your divine masculine and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm hearing from Spirit, like, open your heart chakra. I keep hearing, open your heart, open your heart, open your heart, open your heart. So open your heart. Also, they wanted me to bring up for the 9 that it says fortune, success, patience though. You're almost there. You're almost there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Like this is the year that Spirit's like, show us like, this is oh wow, you guys, a raven is flying by. I mean, come on. A raven is flying by. A big freaking raven. So work with the raven spirit medicine. Hello, talk about magic. Where were we? That raven really threw me, but in a good way, right? I just feel defeated. Like the energy I'm getting from you guys is defeated, and I get it because I understand. I'm exhausted. I've had like one of the busiest weeks I've had in a really long time, and though I loved it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of excited, like that I don't have anything to do for a few days because I need a minute to just breathe. So I feel like maybe you guys do need this little, you need a break, but they're just saying, don't rest on your laurels because you do got to keep going. Don't look back, just keep going. But you got to connect. Well, you look back, they're saying look back to connect with your emotions, but don't try and like basically, what's that saying? If you give what you always give, you'll get what you always got. So you got to make some changes. Okay, my throat chakra is super, super, super tight. So you guys are just not speaking your truth. That's the bottom line. Drink some water. Seriously, I feel like I'm being choked. And look what's at the bottom. This is going to be your outcome. And it's going to be different for all of you. But the sun is so beautiful. Also, it's the 1 before 9. I always love the ones before numbers because, hello, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Like, you're not quite there yet, but you're almost there. You're almost like, and look at, we have the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Was I not just saying that? Oh my gosh, that's exactly what it feels like. Even though it's the King of Cups, it feels like the Queen of Cups. But you know how like when you see in movies, like you see like the old crone that looks like she hasn't bathed in days, and then you see like the old queen crone and she's like meticulous and beautiful and whatever. I kind of feel like this is how you guys are feeling right now, but you're like, they're like, you have so much more to do and so much that you're going to really enjoy. I mean, look at that. That's like, I mean, come on. It's almost like, it's kind of crazy. Do you see that? Hold on. I'm like, hold on. Also, if for some reason this cuts off, I'll do a follow-up video because, you know, Spirit sometimes does that. And I don't have a super amount of, I've just been taking so much video and footage here. But I mean, can you guys like see this? Like how this kind of comes together. So this definitely has to do with connecting with your divine feminine. Because you're too much in your masculine. You need to get into your emotions and into your feelings to heal what you need to heal. And then you will come into this, because when 1 + 9 = 10, then you will have it. But you're not quite there yet. I know you feel like this, you know, but they're like, you're not quite there yet. But you're almost there. You're almost there. You're really, really, really freaking close. Let me see if we have any Astrodiet, if they... And, you know, this is about the witches, and this is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and that's what they're saying. It's like, you have to live it every single day. I've said this to you guys forever. This isn't like, oh, Lula she has her channel. It's like, no, we all have to live it every day. It's not just because this is my job. This is your job too. If you're here, like, you're here to make a huge difference in the world. My channel is not for everybody. My channel is for like leaders and those who are here to make a huge difference. My channel is for light workers and earth angels. I mean, it's for everybody. Everybody's welcome. I'm just saying, like, when we have these readings like this, you know, they're pretty intense. It's like, you've got a job. You've got something here to do. Okay, so no messages from the Astro Dice. Let me see if we have any more messages that want to come through the deck. No more through the deck. Do we have any more messages? Oh my gosh, did you see that? I think that was was that an eagle? That was an eagle. That was an eagle. That was an eagle. And you know what's so crazy, you guys? Do you know how low they had to fly? You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to fly so low to be in frame like that. Holy shit, you guys. Work with the eagle. The eagle is a representation of the Great Spirit. That, I mean, you basically just had a hello from God, creator, divine, goddess, whatever you believe in. Like, that was literally, I mean, that's intense. I'm like, let me ask Spirit, was that an eagle? It absolutely was an eagle. Oh my gosh, my pendulum's going crazy. I was like, oh my God. Because at first I thought it was a raven. I'm like, no, I saw like brown on it. And I saw, but it's not fully grown. When you see eagles with a white head, that means that they've matured into that, right? But the ones that you see like that have like still white and brown on their head, it's kind of like they're like the teenagers or like the 20-somethings of the eagles, you know? Like they know enough, they've learned enough or whatever, but they're not quite there yet. I mean, what the fuck, you guys? I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I literally have nothing else to say. Just tap into your emotions. That's all I can say. The divine feminine is craving for you too. Today is the 13. It's all about the divine feminine. It's all about the divine feminine. That's what 13's about. That's why they tried to banish it, the divine masculine. They didn't want us. I mean, that could have been a female eagle too. You know, that happens whether you're a male or female eagle, as far as I know. You know, so that's just really huge. I don't know how to like really say it any more than that. But once you, and look at, and then the hummingbird just came back. Once you connect with that, I promise you, on all that is holy, I promise you, connect with your emotions. Also today, the seals were out here a lot, and I haven't seen them since the last time I came to visit, so I feel like the seals are talking to you too. So work with seal, spirit medicine, hummingbird, eagle, raven. You have a lot to work with. So you want to know what magic you're holding back from the world? All of it, but basically your divine feminine. We need it now more than ever. And if not now, when, right? Like, look at you, angel spirit. No human is a failure that has friends. And we are your friends. Throat chakra. You guys, what is going on? Oh my God. It just went by. Again. They're trying to get my attention. Did you see it? It was absolutely an eagle. Holy cannoli on a roly. You guys. Wow. Was that a female eagle spirit? Yes, I was gonna say, I'm like, she flew. I could feel it when I saw her this time. It's almost like her chest was out, like breasts or something, like, but in like a beautiful way, like that divine feminine energy of the bosom, that. So it could be that too. So work with your heart chakra, work with your throat chakra. You're not speaking your truth, and cry. You need to cry. You know what's interesting? I was feeling so good earlier, and all of a sudden I was like, I feel like I want to cry. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, but I was realizing the channeling. So listen, for our sensitives and empaths, if you are feeling good and then you're not, you got to check your emotions. They may be from somebody else, especially right now. And it could just be the collective in general. You could just be sitting in your home. This has been happening to me a lot. I'm just sitting in my home doing nothing. I'm happy as a clam. And all of a sudden I start crying, or I don't feel good. My head hurts. There's so much happening. There's so many ascension things that are happening. There's so much like change and transformation happening within the humans and without. So as above, so below, and all the way around. It's happening not just here, but also out into the universe. So divine feminine, divine feminine, divine feminine. Work on that. Work with your throat chakra and your solar plexus and your sacral chakra, because your sacral chakra is where the divine feminine, it's the belly button. It's where we're like, we all got here the same way, whether you were birthed, through the canal or you came out through your mama's tummy, we all were born the same way, humans. So, connect with that. All right, do we have any more messages for reading 3? I was going to say, I don't know how we could. All right, you guys, I love you so much. All of my information is in the description box if you'd like to work with me one-on-one or with couples, groups, whatever is called to do it. All of my information is there, and there's also links if you'd like to contribute to the work that I do here. It is not necessary, but it's always appreciated. And also remember that prayer is free. It's about the exchange of energy. Until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other, and always check out the description box for the little pearls that Spirit puts in there for us. All right, I love you so much. We'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Well, thank you for those of you who stayed here for the whole reading. Oh my gosh, can you believe that eagle at the end? I mean, come on. So I just feel like I'm not going to do another reading, but I do kind of feel like I want to close this out with like one collective message. And I don't know how much room I have on here. But yeah, this is... Thank you, witches, healers, and deep down believers in magic. Let's just take a moment to thank the ancestors, our witches, and beyond, the angels. Thank you so much for being here with us today. The Divine Feminine, 13. We are just so blessed. Oh, you guys, we are just so blessed. When I looked down, I saw 1148. So 1148 is a good angel number to work with as well. And they're saying, remember, we're just at the beginning. Oh my gosh, look at this. We're just at the beginning and we get the 3 of Cups. I mean, does it get any better? I don't think so. Tapping into our emotions, my loves. This is going to be the game changer for us. Also on the full moon. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, the 3 of Cups. We are so close, you guys. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Oh, I felt like it was about to, they want me to take a picture. I was like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to say? Any astro dice for the collective? Any last minute messages? Nope. Any last channeling? There is somebody, I'm hearing Greg, Curtis, George. I don't know what that means, but they came in really quickly because I feel like they're like, I must be running out of room. Anyway, so those are wink winks or hellos from people from the other side. Maybe they're guides, family, before and after. Also, I saw the number 58, which is also the number 13. So that could be a number. It could also mean something. I'm seeing it on a jersey now. I'm also seeing a teapot. And it kind of looks like one of those, like a metal one that you plug into the wall from like the 50s, like a silver one. Todd's one of my spirit guides. I don't know if that's a name for one of you guys or they're just saying hello. Stephanie is here as well, another spirit guide. You can call on Todd or Stephanie at any time. They're very trusted spirit guides, and they're here for all of us. They're from the angel realm. They work with everything, divine, feminine, masculine, doesn't matter. Oh, Anael. Anael came to me the other day. So work with Archangel Anael. I think it's spelled Anael. I don't know, look it up. Look up Archangel Anael. You'll figure it out, or Google will figure it out for you. Michael is here and he says, thank you for all your hard work. He said you're making his job easier, even just the little things that you're doing. Spirit saying they see you on the days. I just heard 1401 angel number, which is also the number 6, and we're in a 2026 year. They said that they see you even when nobody else does. They see those nice things that you do for people, that you're doing it genuinely, not because you know that they're watching you, because your heart is so big. So thank you for that. Work with the Hummingbird Spirit Medicine. Keep that joyful, heart-spaced energy going, and know that you're not alone. You are divinely blessed. These are the ancestors in front of you. They're the culmination of the Maiden Mother and the Crone and the Divine Feminine. That's what today is all about, is celebrating the Divine Feminine, and they're here to celebrate us for all the hard work we're doing as they are celebrating. We are celebrating them today by coming together and doing this reading. Whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but we are still here together right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to read for you. So your consciousness, your energy, your higher self is here, and we are here to celebrate the Divine Feminine. We love you so much. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everybody. Do we have any more messages? Oh gosh, when I look down, do you have any more messages? Nope. When I looked down, it was exactly 115, which is also the number 7, cycles, transformation. Okay. Anything else? Nope, that's it. All right, you guys, until next time, all of my information is in the description box if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, or if you would like to contribute to the work that I do on this channel. And remember that prayer is free. It's all about the exchange of energy. Until next time, we love you. And thank you to Anna the cat. And thank you to the beautiful homeowner. I don't want to call out her name here. And thank you to all of our guides and every energy and entity that was here with us today in any form, all as above, so below, and all the way around. We worship and honor you and your beautiful guidance and your love today, tomorrow, and always. And so it is. Blessed be. Aho.